Now you're ready.
Okay, call a meeting order. Is the meeting properly announced?
Yes.
Roll call show that Ken Bork is excused, otherwise the rest of the committee members are here. Approval of agenda. So motion made and seconded to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Public participation on the agenda items. We're going to take that if there is any. Approval of minutes of the last meeting. So
Listen.
motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Is there any other discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Review and act on County Road M, East Drive to First Avenue, Elbert project.
So, like we talked. Send those out shortly after they were open. They come in higher than previous. The last letting, low bid was 6.6 million. And low bid this time around is 7.6, about 7.7. So there is a lot of it is in. Remember, we did have this worked out so that this is not a bonding project. There's no bond will be issued for this. This will be done with funds. Yeah. So the low. I'm sorry. I thought we. So low bidder is James Peterson.
Oh,
they
okay,
are
the way I looked at it, I couldn't tell.
Yep. So James Peterson's right here, and here's his numbers right here.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. So James Peterson, the contractor that we had on the previous two projects, is the low bidder.
Okay.
Wasn't there one more than that?
No.
Okay. You're looking at the numbers at the top.
So yeah, so when you look at these numbers, there's contract one, there's contract two. We will not. The project is not set up to separate the contracts. It's one contract, two phases in a sense. So when you look at contract one, and then you scroll down on the page here a little bit, you're going to come area. So here's where contract two starts right here. Contract two starts, and then continue. Now I got to scoot back over. You continue to scroll down.
Final numbers are on the bottom or on the top?
Yeah, the final
Okay.
numbers are on the bottom. Yep.
Okay.
So the combination of contract one and contract two. Total cost on the bottom.
Right. Because the top numbers, there's one that was like $10,000 left, not on the bottom.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So one contractor may not have done as well on contract one as they
Right.
are planning to do on contract two. Yep. Agreed. No. We do have design engineer online with us. If you folks have questions in regards to the bidding process or numbers here.
Yes, I'm on, Pat.
Yep, we got you. Your comes up red flagged when you call in here. So we got you online. If you have questions specifically for design engineer, Scott with Jewel, they did the bidding and the design for us. And then we also have Mr. Berger in the back of the room here with us as well.
Scott?
I don't have questions on the design. I'm more into is the contract pretty much written up the same as if the people don't get their stuff moved, whether we're gonna incur some loss there or not, or is that language changed, or is it the same, or?
The only thing that's not currently relocated on County M or moved out of the way, and I think I caught your questions. The only thing that's not moved out of the way on County Road Conway M is currently a fence. However, what's not moved out of the way is Frontier Utilities. They are not moved out of the way from 8th Drive down to or out to County G. So that needs to be relocated.
So
That we still need to work on to get them to move and relocate.
but that wouldn't slow up this process at all.
This would not slow up this process or your decision here today, I wouldn't believe. Contract 1, it's our understanding that that is clear and ready to be built, and that is east of County G to the Marquette County line. That would be 2023 construction.
And Frontier's out of that area.
They are telling us they are out of that area. Am I saying that? Are you getting that same message, Scott?
Yes, so everything from G to First has been relocated. Everything from G to 8th has been designed and it is in the process of getting a contractor on board to relocate. I'm trying to get, I have finally been able to get Frontier to respond, and I'm working with them to get them nailed down as a deadline for this. So either way, it will be relocated in 2023. That's
okay, great. Good.
Ready to move along.
That's good news, and we've heard similar stories before, so hopefully they follow through with that. So yeah, so those are the 2 items, I think. So I don't know if you want me to talk more, longer, shorter. Let's just get it right here, right? So 6.6 and 7.6, that's $1 million difference. On the surface, it looks like we're going to pay more, right? Looking at the numbers. However, we all need to remember that last year, the intention, the process we were going to use was bonding. And so there would have been finance charges and bond fees in order to do that. I've reached out to, I think Kyle's on the phone with us, and talking with him, it was estimated that our costs were going to be 1.8 million to bond. And we would have been tied to that bond for 20 years. We won't have that. We're going to pay for it internally, and the county can still, whatever their capital improvement plans are elsewhere, pursue those bonds. This is internal money, no bond.
So realistically, it's actually going to be a little cheap.
We should be actually cheaper
Right.
than
If we
previously bonded, right? Because we won't have that bond expense.
Right.
It looks on the surface like it's more money, but remember, we don't have bond fees and finance charges associated with the bond.
In 20 years.
So is there contingencies in these? When we did the courthouse project, we had like 10-20%. I can't remember exactly what it was, but is there contingency in like road construction or no?
So I think the question here, Scott and Bob, is there a contingency built into that?
yeah. So yeah.
Go ahead.
So in this number here, yeah. So in the number there, usually where we put our some contingency is usually in base course, of course. There's usually between a 5 and 10% contingency there. Asphalt, there's usually a little bit there. So within the items themselves, there's a little bit. It's not $1 million worth of contingency or nothing like that. So
You probably have change orders in there too. Right?
Would that be the same as a contingency?
So,
It could be,
Yeah.
so how these work? What you're seeing is a bid, and they've been on all the items in the contract, right? So engineering went through, they did the design. There's asphalt, gravel, grading, whatever, all whole items that are on this sheet. We don't pay that cost. We pay the actual quantity. So if they come, say for example, if there's say the base quantity might be 62,000 tons. And if we actually place 60,000 ton, that's what we would pay at 60,000 ton, not the 62.
Yeah.
However, if we had to place 63,000 ton for some reason, that we would pay the 63,000. So change orders are things that are not identified or conditions change in the field that warrant a change. The contractor is not aware of that.
Right.
I don't know, a good example would be what, Scott, what would warrant a change order, I guess? If we wanted to change, you know, if we wanted to change asphalt thickness, we wanted to change gravel.
If you had to add beam guard for some reason, or there was a different size pipe that was not part of the project, something along those lines. Just something that was never included in the project, or that there was unforeseen change.
So the risk, I guess what I'm thinking, or what I'm hearing is that, yes, it's a construction project. Everything's tried to be identified that's going to happen or need to take place out. Is there a risk that we'll have a change order that cause a cost increase? Yeah, there is. It is possible, but hopefully that's limited to smaller items. So it's pretty inclusive from what we're doing.
Scott. So the ask from the board will be the 7,668,000 with no contingencies, but they should know that there might be some runovers, or it might be less. I mean, nobody actually knows that is going to be the exact number.
Correct. Quantities are going to go up and down. Erosion, all that stuff's going to move down. Our ask from the, I'm not sure if Kyle would chime in here with us. Currently, our ask from the board's nothing, because in 2023 we can pay the bills. We have that money already, and we can fund that project. Our ask or our approach to the board, I think, will likely be in 2024, where we'll ask to move some funds from the general fund. That's the proper term, Kyle, into highway.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So this year, and so today, I don't believe there's an ask of anybody. You say yes, I'm gonna say yes. Scott Wissett online here, he's gonna start the execution process of
It'll start the ball rolling.
Yep.
As long as we say yes. Great.
Yep.
Well, that's good, because I didn't want, like it taking longer, because we got to go through this process and that process and
Try and keep it moving as quick as we
That's
can.
right. I'll make a motion to accept the low bid from Peterson.
Okay. Second by Austin. Is there any other discussion? Any other questions? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Review and act on resolution to authorize Adams County Highway Department to accept LRIP grant funds for the reconstruction of County M8 to First.
So this resolution accepts funds from the LRIP program that the DOT uses. And so it's a procedural type thing that the county highway committee does to get it before the county board to accept these funds. So that's why it's here today. It's a policy deal for us, for departments.
I'll make a motion to accept the grant fund construction County M8 driving.
Move the other grant funds, any other discussion? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Status report?
I'll just mention quickly, we had another small bill at some point here on County Z. I just did update it. Boy, no, that's larger than one. I did update it today. So our total payout on County Z is 927,149 at this point. So I'm not sure how many more times you guys want to see this. We're probably going to continue to get bills now up and down like this. Probably next 2-3 years, I would bet, Sherry. She's shaking her head, yes. They just have a long internal audit process where they have small changes.
I can't remember what was the final that we were gonna pay out.
Oh, do you recall, Sherry, what the
I can go
estimated-
get the contract if you want.
It's not that important. I was just wondering what the final.
Always remember in this amount, also has our administrative fees, so, you know.
We can-
it's important to-
If you don't want it right now, we can grab it and I can
Just
share.
next meeting.
I can share it with the committee shortly after here. We can get that number to you, so you can kind of compare it to where we are.
Yeah.
Not sure, I don't know where it is. I know there's a couple things that are in there. That sidewalk addition is in there. I agreed to some underground exploration of Frontier's lines will be in there, so there's some additional costs in there. There is, yeah, there's some things in there.
Anything else on that?
No, I don't believe so. The seal coating's done, gone, and then, you know, we just discussed county number where we're at,
Yeah.
now we're going with that, so.
Okay.
That'll be, we'll see that, in the next sheet that we have.
Move on to highway department operations.
Yeah, so. I think we all know we had winter, kind of a rough start for winter. Some long duration storms. So we've been primarily doing winter. We've been chasing our downfalls still that from the wind event associated with winter. We had an enormous amount of trees go down. So guys are still clearing those from the ditches. Our shop operations here at the highway department, we currently still do 2 vacancies. We just can't seem to attract an individual in here. We're currently going to, we met with 3 of the guys, and we're going to currently rotate a 3-man rotation through the shop. So 3 of our outside guys have agreed to come in and do some light maintenance in the shop on a 3-man rotation basis. So, you know, oil changes, grease jobs. I think that's where we're primarily going to ask for their help and assistance.
Like a week at a time.
A weekend, yeah, and then they'll be out. The next guy, that is.
Yeah.
And have you posted on any of the diesel mechanic schools, any job?
So when we started, we did ask that we post at Midstate. And then we asked that we post in Marathon as well. And, you know, quite honestly, those diesel technicians now, you know, they're going straight to private sector and they're pulling a
Better ways.
pretty decent wage. Especially some of those shops, I guess, that still pay, what do they call it, flat rate?
Yeah, flat rate.
The only thing I would see advantage maybe is some pension money, you know, that.
Yeah. I agree. Everybody looks at things slightly a little bit different. You and I might see it one way, and 2 other guys
Sure,
are
it's
going
nice to be done at 50.
2 other guys are going to see it differently. That would have been nice to be done at 50, but it wasn't. Hey. So we have 2 vacancies, and that's what we're going to do now is we're going to rotate 3 guys through there and kind of provide some help for the 1 full time that we have left. We did some, remember a while back, we talked about State Highway 23 brushing. We had an aerial lift for that work that was here, and we did work down there. We let that aerial lift go back because winter started shortly right in that time frame, and that would be just, we're running out of time to use it or to make it make sense to keep it anymore. So we let it go back. We did get the work done on 23 that we were chasing, but we had other more plans for it. We let it go back for the moment. We'll see what winter does here going forward. But You know, the other,
Does it need, I mean, is it something that we could purchase in the future or?
we lease it. Yeah, it's real, it's like 3,200 to lease it. It comes and then it goes. So no maintenance. That's pretty good. That's for a month.
Yeah.
That's, I don't think we can own it for that.
No,
To be honest,
I just didn't know how much you would need it, you know.
the telescoping burial. And want to maintain the boom on there. Just let them. Works out good. Works out good for us. A quick service. Usually have a unit available when we ask within days. Not anything too serious. The other thing we were talking about is County Truck Highway Z. We talked last month about speed boards, and I think I come up. There it is. So I did come up with something. Stop. Darn rich. Speed boards, all different types. You can get varying colors, sizes. But this one here, we can get in different colors. It can be white, yellow. I think it comes in green, and it comes with a red background as well. I'm showing you the yellow one just to see what it is. About 3,100, 3,200 right in that time frame. This is from TAPCO. So pretty good sign. Like I say, though, it is 3,200. We can mount it to 4x4. We can mount it to U-channel, post, whatever post we decide, whatever style post we decide. Where would we put it? I would say at a minimum, if we decide to go forward, or there's an inkling to install these, you know, on each end of the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
This is a solar.
It's solar powered, yeah, solar powered. At least at each end, if we decided to go forward with something like that. So, and then you can install them in conjunction with our regulatory signs. So our black and white signs would be right near this, so that there's an indicator, you know, oh, I'm over.
Yeah.
Type thing.
What's the life expectancy on them, do you know?
You know, I don't know. We don't have one here on the county truck highway system. We do have this vendor's flashing red lights at the intersection of G and C. And we really haven't had any problem with those.
How long have you had them?
This should, those have been out there for several
Primo's,
years.
Dennis Primo was here yet when we put those up, so.
Probably 10 years.
8 to 10.
I was gonna say, yeah,
What do you need to move on, and how many do you think you need?
oh, well, I would start with a minimum of 2 if you're thinking it's a decent idea. We would install one at each end of the 25-mile-an-hour speed zone. That's what I would propose to start.
You're just talking about the new section.
Yeah. The new section of County Z. 25-mile-an-hour starts just south of F.
Yeah.
And where is it? Just south of the park.
Yeah.
We're supposed to make a motion to
Not really, no, because there's really not an action item for you to
Yeah.
do anything with. If the general consensus is to do it, then I agree.
Yep.
I will do it.
I would say we'll just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Yes, get an order and get them up.
Couple yeses and kind of thinking it's a decent idea. You know, the other thing in regards to County Truck Highway Z, I'll mention, I'll have to make a note here is we do have the Parks Department doing the sidewalk cleaning for us down there.
Actually, about there, we're doing a good job.
Actually working out really good for us, and he's getting some use out of his machine, and you know, we're getting an excellent service on that sidewalk. So no, pretty good deal on both ends, hopefully.
She's out there doing a good job.
I think for me,
Okay. Financial report.
that's it. Financial report. So one of the areas, I don't know if Kyle's still on, or some of us are thinking about, you know, what's going to happen or where we at. This is the end, right? So this is end of 2022. I gotta get over to my right column here. Okay, so what is it that we anticipated that we were going to be able to carry forward? We had been indicating that we were going to have 1.5 million to carry forward into 2023 for that construction out there. And we do have that. We're actually currently showing just shortly under, little under 2 million. That will change. We are still paying bills from 2022. So this will go down some. But I guess ultimately what I'm saying is we will have the funds, the 1.5 to carry forward. Most likely slightly more, I guess. I don't know what slightly means when you say 1 million, but probably going to be more in that one. Probably going to be more in that 1.7 range, 1.8 range.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that gives you a little bit of cushion.
Should I quote them?
How are you doing like with salt and stuff? Good?
Salt inventory is still good. Sand is still plentiful. Salt, we just put another salt order in today to the vendor to deliver salt. So we have not gone through our allotment or what we ordered for salt. If I were to say, Sherry, looking right here, 12/31. I gotta get in the right line, I'm sure.
As far as those winter events that you've had to deal with, you stand pretty close to what you budgeted or what you paid in for.
So that's what I was just getting on the winter maintenance line. It was right here.
I know a few years ago we were
Winter maintenance is the second one down.
quite a bit over.
So as of right now, we're going to carry forward. Well, I should say this carefully. We're going to flop over 300,000 into 2023, but remember, we're talking about committing 1.7 million towards County Trunk Highway M. So in a sense, what we're likely saying is we're almost going to likely zero out winter maintenance, right? That's what's going to eventually happen when we move the funds around, and that's something that we'll have to talk about more later. So our expenditures to this point then, right? Is that's our line there, and 20 no, this time sure it's right here. Am I reading that correct, Sherry?
Look at the yellows.
Right here.
Anything in the yellow would be your
Yep.
expenditures and.
But so you got to look at that cautiously. It's not broke down to the event that just took place. That number, that 759, that started last year at the first of the year. So that includes
The full year.
a half a winter plus what we just ended.
Yeah.
If that does that kind of make sense there?
Mhm.
So it's not broke down by event or month, or I guess kind of is, but this includes, I guess I'm saying it correctly, everything after the first of 2021. 22, 26.
From 1/1 of 22.
22.
12/31
I'm at
of
23. So everything,
I was just
when
curious
the year flipped,
how
that's when the new budget
these last few events here kind of took a bite out of it, I'm sure a little bit, so.
It doesn't show in here, and I mean, I don't know that number right off the top of my head either. I certainly can grab you know, what
No,
we
no,
spent in
no.
December
No.
and share that. I'm sure.
Early on, you didn't have much, so it was mostly in that December.
Oh, yeah. Well, even December shouldn't start like that. That was good news.
I can just go to look at November's and just subtract it and tell you
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
It'll just
No,
take
it's
a
not
sec-
necessary.
Oh,
No,
okay,
no,
okay.
no.
We can grab it tomorrow. And
Yeah.
make sure.
Okay.
You have anything else on that?
Oh, I don't unless you folks have questions.
Do you have any questions on it?
The one other item that we indicate, so we said approximately 1.5 million. The other item that we kind of has gone up is the quarry count, the gravel pit account. You can see it's currently at 400,000, so it's a little bit more money in there than thought we would have. So that might be an avenue to take a few more dollars out of there.
That's those, do they pay you quarterly on that or monthly on that?
No.
Monthly.
Monthly. Kind of a little slow right now, probably. You know, they probably.
Not really.
Or do they spread it out like evenly through the whole year?
No, the sales are, so when they do the sales, they always send us, what do you want to see? A use report and then the royalty with it.
Yeah.
So it's a.
Okay, I guess we'll identify whatever upcoming agenda items we need as we go. Next meeting date, February 9th, if that's all right for everybody.
I sent that email to everybody.
Okay. All right, meeting adjourned.
Sorry, I don't have a PDF. I don't know what the heck I did with it, but it had all the pictures of